Hello crafty people, welcome back to my channel. If you followed my previous video, you'll have noticed that we were working our way towards colouring this full image, and although it kind of has a bit of an Easter vibe because of the egg, we're actually focusing on this image to learn the colouring techniques just to complete the image. So if I bring in the final image, this is one that I had already made. So we're going to cover things like making a sketchy sky and ground. And last video we coloured this little chap here and his red suit before offline I finished off colouring all the rest of them. If you're interested in this image, it's a digital image which you print from your computer, and it's from Lily of the Valley, who you can find on Etsy. So you can pick these up for probably a couple of pounds for an image, which is really good value. I've printed mine onto Nina card, which is a smooth kind of off-white cardstock, suitable for alcohol pens. And I printed mine and left it to dry for a day, just so that the ink would cure from the image, to prevent running as much as possible. I've got some pieces of paper underneath my card just to absorb excess ink so it doesn't come back through the page. And I have in between my last video and now, I finished colouring my other little mice. So we went through how to colour the mouse to create the fur effect, and also his little red suit or dress, I guess it is. And then I finished them off and I coloured the other outfit in exactly the same way as this one. So it's just a case of picking your colours and choosing what you want. But what I am going to do is just add that final little bit of highlight on our mouse's clothes, and I'm using a white charcoal pencil for that, which again I mentioned in my video. This is a charcoal white pencil which I got from Amazon again, and they come in a pack of 3. So there we are, we've just put a little bit of that on. So the next thing we're going to tackle is have a look at this greenery here, and possibly the greenery underneath them as well. So let's go ahead and start on that. So once again, I'm using my Ohuhu alcohol markers, and I'm using the 216 colour set, which has a brush nib on one end and a wedge tip on the other. So if you're looking for these particular colours, you will definitely find them in that set. I've picked 3 shades of green, so from light to dark we've got GY1, GY2 and GY43. And we're now going to go ahead and start doing some colouring. So again, as I mentioned before on my previous video, this is kind of a whimsy, sketchy picture. So I don't feel like we need to have a perfect blend. I actually want to lay everything down quite quickly. So let's start with, I'm just going to use my pale green and just bring that stalk down to start with. Remember, when you're working, you can twist and turn your paper to suit you. And I'm going to focus on these leaves here initially. So again, with my pale colour, which is GY1, I'm just going to bring that colour in. And if I don't fill in every little gap, I'm not worried, because these little gaps, hopefully you'll be able to see. Can you see there's a tiny little white gap here and here? They are like natural highlights and add to that whimsical, sketchy kind of appearance. So I'm not worrying about colouring every single little bit. Now I'm going with my mid colour, which is GY2. And first of all, I'm going to just bring some of that darker colour onto my the stalk of this, I guess it's a fern. And if I go on to the leaves, it doesn't matter because I'm going to colour those anyway. And then I'm just going to randomly start to just add a bit of green, leaving the outer leaves light and the middle where the leaves will curve inwards darker. But I'm holding my pen very lightly and just letting it move where it will, basically. So that's very quick. Now I'm coming in with a much deeper colour, so this is GY43. And I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm only going to the very central areas of this leaf, and maybe just, you know, if it trips and makes a little mark, all the better. It just adds to that sketchy feel. And I felt like it needed this because we need some real dark contrast in there. Now I'm going to try, sorry that's a bit off screen, just bring a bit of that in here. I'm just touching very lightly, I'm not drawing a solid line. There we go. So we've just got some little bits. And I might go back with my mid green now and just reinforce that a little bit. As you can see, there's not too much difference between the light and the dark green here. The light and the medium, sorry. And if I want to soften it up, I can go with my light and just touch in on those edges. But the important thing is to try and leave some sort of highlight at the top. And again, what we can do is just bring in our little, let me zoom in a moment. Ooh, there we are. We can bring in our charcoal pencil again and just add some subtle white areas. And you know, this isn't like it's going to dry, so you can do them all at the same time. And then we just rub, and that will just soften it a little bit. And if you want to go over and reinforce that a little bit more, you can go in for a second time. Now what I found, although it's a charcoal, once you sort of rub this, it's not going to come off unless you use like a rubber. So for me, this works really well. It's not like if you're sending a card, you've got to worry that it's going to sort of smudge and come off, because that doesn't seem to be the case. So now I'm going to just start and do a few more leaves, just sort of so you can see it once again. So starting with my GY1, which is my lightest colour, just going to fill in all those leaves. And again, hopefully you can see that in some places there's going to be light areas, and for me that's all to the good in this type of whimsy kind of sketch. So this you can do very, very quickly. So let's just go to there for now. There we go. And I can go over my stalky bit as well if I feel like I want that to just sort of blend a little bit. And then going in with the middle colour, which is GY2. And starting from the central stalk, just adding in some shadow, trying to make it so they're not all uniform, that the shadows and everything are going to be slightly different on each leaf, which gives them a more lifelike appearance. But remembering to leave some of that pale area. The important thing is just to try and work in the direction that the leaf would flow. That's what my tip would be, and not to worry too much about precision. Just go with the flow or the shape of the leaf, remembering that the dark areas are going to be in the middle there. There we go. And then we can go back with our middle colour, GY2, and just touch onto the edge of those darkest green areas and just bring that out a little bit. And then of course we can choose to go back to that light green if we want to. But when you look quite close up, it is very sketchy and blotchy, but as you move away from it, you'll get to see that it looks, you're looking at it as a whole. Now with my white charcoal, it's a good idea just to give a second for the alcohol ink to dry a little bit before you do this. But I'm now adding those highlights in, giving it a little bit of a rub. And if we want to deepen the shade, which I'm going to do on the other leaves as well, we can go back to our other pencils, and I've got this sort of browny grey colour, which is Espresso PC 1099 in Prismacolor, but of course you can use any pencil that you have. And I'm going to just softly, with circular motions, add some little bits of shadow where either the leaves are overlapping each other, or they're coming close into the stalk there. So it's a very quick little touch that really, although there's hardly any pencil going on there, it does make quite a difference. And we can follow that same process with the stalk as well. So I'm just drawing the line at the base of that stalk, just to add shadow. So if I come back to this one here, I didn't do the shadow on there. So we can go ahead and add a similar amount of shadow if we want to. If you're feeling brave, you can go in really dark, but I don't feel like it's too necessary because we've got quite a dark green on here already. So I'm just going under there because that leaf looks to me like it's sort of under that one. And this one is hidden as well. There we go. And we have our greenery. So I'm going to finish the rest of the leaves later because that's exactly the same technique. But let's just spend a minute having a look at the ground here and have a look at a really quick sketchy way that you can complete that as well. So using the same 3 greens in this case, or if you want you can swap to something else. I'm starting with my lightest green. And what I'm going to do is hold my pen very loosely and quite far away from the nib. And I'm just going to start doing little squiggles and circles and just taper them out. And I'm going to put some of this ink on the grass, but I'm not colouring within the lines. I am going outside of those grassy lines. But you can see it might be a figure 8, might be sort of a round and round circles. It needs to be kind of random. But what I'm doing is making sure I haven't got a solid edge on the bottom. And I am picking the pen up and down. There might be dots and dashes. Going a little bit behind these guys so that we can see they're kind of, you know, they're not floating above the ground, sorry. And I'm not going right up to them either. There are white areas. There we go. So that's my pale colour. Then I'm going to go in with my medium colour. Actually, no, I think I'm going to go with my dark colour next. So my very darkest colour, which is GY43. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to just start by adding. I'm not going in quite so intensely, and I'm not going to go so far. Again though, exactly the same, just doing squiggles, dots, dashes, just letting the pen fall wherever it likes. But trying to make sure it's not an entirely straight line at the bottom. So if you spot that, just add a few little dashes just to the base there, just to give some direction. And rather than a solid line, a soft ending rather than a solid line. So there we have our darker colour. And now I'm going to come in with my medium colour. And just in the middle, I'm just going to start to add some of that as well. In exactly the same process. And I'm going to fade that out with some dots and dashes as I get to the end of the coloured area. And I might put some up here for contrast. There we go. So when we look at that as a whole, what we've got is a very quick, sketchy looking foreground, which literally I did that in real time, took me like a minute, but it gives you that lovely base. And the highlights are natural because we've got the little gaps here. So that's part 2 of colouring this particular image. Next we are going to, on part 3, we're going to look at the egg and complete the sky, which will finish this image off. So I hope that you have enjoyed this colouring process today, and I hope you'll join me for the 3rd and final video. But that's all for now. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.